for the short delay. But we're now ready to get on with Dota 2 and see how this game 2 goes down between Meta4Pro and No Bounty Hunter. Of course.
I'm going to be watching that man that was just on your screen for a second. The Keptus, or nice
yes.
Shadow Shaman. He was a baller last game, set his team up for absolute success. But the early game was, I don't think you could do a better job really on a Coddle, on a 4-position Coddle like ever. He killed the Morphling, he stacked his camps, he moved his Ember around. It was absolutely beautiful play. So eyes on him again, as I expect some top tier stuff from him. And both supports going boots, something interesting to point out. We don't see that too often, but yeah, the Grimstroke as well as the Shadow Shaman both starting out like that. Guess in particular they want to be able to avoid the Clockwork, because Clockwork punishes these heroes so hard. They know it's a 5 clock. They can actually maybe get some mobility to move away from him.
You should have known better.
So the really concerning thing for me really about No Bounty Hunter is how they're going to be taking fights, because I look and it's like a 4 or 5 kind of melee draft, right? Versus Mars and Queen of Pain and Weaver and Grimstroke. I think their angles of approach in the team fights have to be really nice. They have to get these like swoops with the Night Stalker and swoop with the Bat Rider and the Earth Spirit coming in from side angles, because if they approach all from the side angle, I think these fights are going to be disastrous in most situations.
No, absolutely, yeah. The arena from Zip Zapper is going to be incredibly strong.
Yeah. In this lane, I feel like this is going to be really hard for the Wraith King bottom. I don't know what the Clockwork... He's going to have to just... Flash is going to have to just die a couple times, I feel like, just to eat the pressure, because I feel like Khan is going to have a tough time down here. Shadow Shaman plus Mars, like, they pack a punch, and these two heroes... pretty fragile at the start. 2 armor on the Clockwork, 2 on the Wraith King. Unless you're under tower, you're getting hit very hard by this Mars and Shadow Shaman.
Looking at the other lanes, does it sort of get better anywhere else for No Bounty Hunter in this laning stage?
I don't know. I feel like they're in a situation where all lanes are in favor of Meta4Pro this time. Again, just like the last time. The mid lane, I guess, can be a little bit of a trip up. It all depends on who's more comfortable, but I've seen a lot of these Queen of Pains do just fine.
I'll see how well Zactor's able to play it against Enterkey. Have a bit of a slow start last game, Zactor, but other than that, he was able to have a very, very good impact as the Bat.
Interesting again. We see the... Oh, nice. He does get the opposite word. We did see Nataki again not block his wave. He actually let it go under the enemy mid's tower. So that's the second game I've seen him do that. I don't know if it was intentional, but definitely makes his lane a lot harder as the positioning of it. You can see where it is right now. It's not great for a Bat Rider.
Yeah, Zactor doing a fine job even getting some of these CS underneath the tower hits. So that position, even with the tower beating in, not causing him to lose really too much gold. We'll see on the top, Vyacheslavo's come all the way around to try and contest this pull through, see if he could get a few of those denies. Skill also just trying to get as much damage done to Blink, whilst Blink attempts to hold the wave outside of the tower.
That was perfectly done. So you can tell the top already you're feeling some synergy between these two, Desire and Blink, since of course they played together. Desire, it's a beautiful pull behind tower, and this is a master tier Earth Spirit. So already I'm seeing some cute stuff. He kicks the Weaver under the tower for some harassment, and yeah, he's gonna get this top lane off to a decent start. Which it's a losing lane, but him pulling and resetting is making them actually come out even. I'm really seeing the pressure coming out from this bottom lane. Khan, he's up to 9 last hits, but I'm seeing when the lane is up here, up at this threshold, he actually can't walk up and get any of these last hits, really. It's quite scary for him. Every time he does step up, he gets hit by a Rebuke and a Nuke. And
how's he doing on the regen? He's still got, what, just a couple of tangos down on himself.
Yeah, Flash actually bought 2 salves and delivered it on the courier.
That's going to be needed.
He's got it covered.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows he can't do much else. As his Clockwork, like, you even skilling. He skilled Rocket Flare. He knows he's just about, like, pushing the wave out or just clearing the small camp or pulling with doing some harassment damage. He's just... It's a 5 Clockwork. You're not in the best position.
Yeah, no, he can't, as you say, really stand toe-to-toe with his Shaman and Mars running at them in these early levels. You see top. Pretty even trade between the two of them. Yeah, low skill farming and Blink just as much, as both him and Desire continue to play the lane in a way that's not really letting this Weaver and Grimstroke get too aggressive on them very early.
Yeah, they do get the side pull off here. The Grimstroke is able to finally get a successful pull, so it's going to be able to... It's going to deny quite a bit of experience. We'll see who gets the last hits. I think Blink will be able to secure a couple.
Mid lane, a little bit of an edge for Enterkey, but not too much. Bottom, see an attempt onto Zip Zapper, but instantly able to just push the two of them back with the God's Rebuke anytime that they do start to get aggressive. Put that first salve down on Khan, and likewise on Meta4Pro. Zip Zapper had the salve, and has also got the bottle down. So now we'll be able to
haste from bottom.
Oh,
Taki could be in some trouble here.
yeah, Zactor, he should have this. As Enterkey, he's got no way of getting out the river. They do get the deny, though.
Nice.
Nice moves from Desire. Top lane, though, with Desire having to head over mid to help out. It does leave Blink on his own, and Meta4Pro immediately makes something happen with that information.
Yeah, the second the clockwork leaves, they get an easy opportunity to go for this kill. As we said, this Wraith King's game is not going to be easy. And they kept the lane positioning as constant. As you see, the Wraith King, I mentioned about a minute and a half ago, he was at 9 last hits. He's at 10. He's not getting a whole lot down here.
I mean, yeah, that's
a concern.
It's definitely a rough start for Khan on this lane.
Yeah.
I mean, what sort of level would you say do you have to be on the Wraith King to say, you know, I'm leaving this lane completely and just going to go jungle?
I've seen a lot of them leave it like 4 and 5.
Yeah.
You don't want to until you're around like 5 or 6 in particular, but yeah, if you need to, you need to. As Desire, nice TP out.
I mean, yeah.
Survive from the aggression.
Yeah, Desire, he's doing some nice stuff so far this game. You know, he's come in, as I said, he wasn't with us here for the game 1, but now in this game 2, looking to be some pretty clean moves from making sure he's around mid to offer up the deny, getting away. The lowest of HP. I mean,
top Blink is starting to be able to pressure a bit here as it's nighttime.
He's going to have another void as well if he wants to dive with the stick charges, but no, he's going to let it be, knowing that the Weaver low skill is around.
Looks like they're trying to pressure Zip Zapper bottom with Khan. I see Desire sitting around mid. He has the 1 point in silence now that he hits 4, and Taki's getting close to 6. They could look to set up onto this Queen of Pain. Rocket Flare to scout the area, to secure the rune. And they'll get it. Oh, a nice illusion rune too. That's helpful versus Queen of Pain.
Top lane Blink, again, suffering when he's been left alone against these two, even during the nighttime. This Grim Weaver combo. His early point causing a lot of issues for him down bottom as well. Meta4Pro, both of these duo lanes just finding it that much easier than no Bounty Hunter's lane setup to just get these early kills.
It's exactly the same as the game before right now, the start. Just all 3 cores having a little bit better time than their counterparts. I guess just now Matt took over the Queen of Pain, but...
Bottom, see TP's coming in. Zip Zapper, he's going to just spear Khan back. Desire's able to get him with the roll onto Zip Zapper. Raid Fire Blast to follow up. Desire, he finds the setup. Comes in and sets Khan in a position to get some revenge and take down the Mars.
And immediately he starts moving again, pops an urn on himself and looks to make more things happen as this Earth Spirit. So yeah, his movements have been nice. Gets a nice needed kill and a deny so far for his team. Those are pretty huge. And he's sitting around the mid area, so he's just waiting to see which opportunity he can take, mid or bottom, as rotation top.
Poor old Blink. This is sort of the 3rd time that they've been able to go aggressive on him, and they're going to be able to finish him again. 3 times now this top lane Blink he's just been left alone by his team, and it's certainly hurting. You know, giving these early kills up to a Weaver, you know, low skill, he's been able to get every single one of them. He's getting these early items, he's gone for the Falcon blade, so he's got some pretty solid early stats on him. Bottom.
Down bottom again.
Desire, again, another setup. Gets the kick back onto Zip Zapper.
Very nice. So, I mean, Desire, he's making these nice moves, and now they actually have the catapult bottom too to continue pressuring with these skeletons. This is nice. Blink has to be more careful during all this, though. Him giving up these kills is making Desire's efforts a little bit not as good as they normally would be. So just be more careful on the Night Stalker as you're getting a lot of pressure. Mid lane. 6
lovely little setup, yeah, there from Enterkey. Straight up with the flame break into the lasso. Zactor, he just wasn't ready for that at all. Bottom lane.
Beautiful pushback.
See the move from low skill coming in. The chase down onto Kart.
Oh, he didn't skill his ult.
He didn't. He's got no points in it. He's going to try and run. The low skill is going to continue to chase. Flash goes down. The bugs are still on Kart. As low skill, he's going to be able to finish it. Get himself another. I mean, this Weaver, you know, we saw it last time, right? Low skill on his Ember. Getting just so involved in the action so early on. We're having it right here again. 8 minutes in. 4-0-1 at 8 minutes and a half. Mid lane.
Yeah, very clean by him again. Super aggressive as mid. The TP from Quap, he's just instantly dead as he returns. Desire sets up for him.
I mean, so we're seeing sort of, the side lanes, definitely Meta4Pro getting some advantage here. I mean, it really does seem, Desire stepping back into this game, and he is the one that everything sort of has to happen around. He is the one that's been doing the setup and getting these kills back for no bounty hunter. Okay, with the silence. Onto the Weaver. Have they got enough lockdown, though? They don't. Low skill's able to step out to the side, get the bugs onto Blink as Blink falls. It's another death on this Night Stalker. Blink just struggling to really do anything at all. Low skill's going to be able to chase down Flash. It's just more kills for Meta4Pro down bottom. I mean, Desire, he tried to help, but you could see he just noped out there immediately. He knew that this was not gonna end in any fortune for no bounty hunters. Yeah, Blink just really struggling this game.
Yeah, not quite enough damage at all. Low skill with a lot of, I mean, of course he gets a nice Ironwood tree as well, but a lot of stat items, in particular with the treads, the wand, and all that. So just a bit too tanky. And they get the tower because of the shaman wards too. Just, yeah, continuing to make very nice moves. We see Khan, he makes the way toward top because he knows bottom was just way too scary. And he needs to just farm. So now it's the point where it's going to be kind of this, honestly, kind of like a 3v5, I feel like, for no bounty hunter. And it's gonna get hard for them in these next few moments because Blink, he just has to play around Dark Ascension for the next 5 minutes or so.
Low skill. Sort of teasing around with Blink. Right along the old HP, so won't hang around too far. We'll have the smoke up from the rest of Meta4Pro. They've got their eyes on mid.
They should go for him. They have to. He's got Boots of Travel finished, and he's 2 levels over their Queen of Pain. They got to get this kill if they can.
Oh, Zactyl. A little off with the initiation there. Couldn't quite close in. They do get the arena down, trapping the 3 of them. They'll, maybe not even lose the Mars. Zipzapper's still alive. He's able to actually turn, get the spear and the rebuke off. He's actually
still alive.
He's not even going to die. Zipzapper's able to walk away from it all. They get the 3. They're going to be able to get Blink as well. He does die finally at the end of it, Zipzapper, to Desire. But still an excellent arena. Following up, which wasn't, the intended sort of setup for Meta4Pro. They try and get in with this Blinking Swell. They couldn't quite get on top of anyone. But it didn't matter. Yeah, Zipzapper's arena onto the 3 of them just made it, as you sort of said at the start of this game, it's so hard for no bounties hunters lineup that they've just got this set of heroes that once they're in that arena, there's no way out.
And the Hex on the initial roll onto that Earth Spirit blew his whole initiation. And then he gets the magnetize and stuff spreading, I think, later on. But that Hex from Keptus was actually so clutch. It broke the whole entire initiation actually from that Earth Spirit to get any spells off. And then allowed Mars to get a full set of everything off up on that high ground, as you see on that replay.
Yeah, brilliant.
That was really nicely done. Just a quick Hex can break so much from an Earth Spirit. That was sick. That was really nice. And yeah, like you mentioned, the Mars, the Queen of Pain ulti, these things, they all just synergize when it's all in that type of area. A little bit better than no bounty hunters. And after the replay, Wraith King, we did see Khan TP mid and just give up his life to try to hold the tower. So reincarnation on cooldown.
Oh. I'll get that duty secured for NTQ's bottle. Do you like this from Khan this game? Getting the armlet and his build up towards the Radiance rather than trying to go for it sort of naked?
Yeah. Oh, I think this is just always amazing with the way Mortal Strike works. Yeah. But also, other examples is he's playing versus a lot of melee, physical damage. So any extra armor he can get is great. Versus Weaver, Mars, even Shadow Shaman wards. It's good.
Because when you do this on the Raken, when you do get the armlet on the way up, are you getting this because you want to turn up, or are you getting this to protect you if they are coming for you? Like Khan's still main priority will be to AFK farm the Relic Radiant.
It gives you everything. It's just an amazing item. It has so much value on a hero like Wraith King is. Bottom, Zipzapper, he showed himself too long. He was threatening Blink for a good 20 seconds down there. Looking for mid. The smoke coming out from Meta4Pro to surround it.
Sonic Wave. That's going to blow up Flash straight away. Blink getting low. They do have to lasso down onto the Weaver. They've got the lockdown. They will manage to take down low skill. Now they'll turn over towards Zactyl. Blinked in for this. See if they can chase any further. Desire looking to get back in, but not quite getting the angle to stop the TP of Vyacheslav. Actually, Vyacheslav looking to stop it himself as he feels that the fight will continue to go. Shackles into the arena. They managed to lock down Desire. They got the burst to take him down. No, not quite. Desire is actually able to live throughout the arena and the shackles. They continue to run in. Khan's turned up with a Ray 5 Blast onto Zip Zapper. Watered down, but they'll instantly get themselves out of range of it all. There's no bounty hunter with a good punch back, and yet Desire just a little too tanky, I guess, with these sort of the cloak adding up and saves in there in that situation.
Yeah, I think he used 7 stone remnants in that fight too to chase, keep the silence going, spread the magnetize. Huge fight, a big comeback for them too as Flash. No miss.
That was a tricky one. The ace stream. He's all over the place, Zactyl.
But what a punchback. I mean, Wraith King almost top of the net worth. Batrider 2 having a very good start after getting his boots of travel. He's halfway or more even toward the BKB. Showing some big signs of life for them there. And I always like I'm a big fan, honestly, of the armlet on Wraith King. It just allows you to actually play the hero rather than just you're useless when you show up if you're going for Relic. So
yeah, I mean,
he actually can turn up even without Reincarnate.
Because as you say, it's got every reason to be so that great item on him. I mean, why do we sort of see players skip it? Is it just when you're having that good of a game that you know that you're going to get the Radiance sort of uncontested? Is that when you don't go armlet?
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what you're up against too. Like if it's all magic damage, they have a lot of like tick damage as well too, where you can't actually toggle ever and stuff like that. I mean, personally, I think you should almost always get it. Yeah. But if you're getting an absolutely free game, sure, you can just get yourself your bigger farming item.
15-9, less than 1k in it for Meta4Pro. They're a much closer game so far compared to what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, they're really shutting down Zactyl in particular this game, and Zactyl's going for more of a kind of a carry-esque Queen of Pain build rather than being more utility with his Weaver. He's actually going for his own Witch's Blade. I think this could hurt him a lot when he's playing versus Night Stalker and versus Bat. Like he's gonna have no defenses now versus this Silence. I thought he'd go for a Yule's, as he will get the TP out up top.
Yeah, very close though. That flare come a little sooner, and they'd seen that, they would have been right on top of him. But as it is, able to get away.
Yeah, I thought he'd go either like Yule's BKB or something like that, or just, I mean, even just a BKB rush in this game first because you're versus Night Stalker. But okay, Witchblade into BKB will be the choice for him.
I mean, I think I would imagine that probably what he's thinking, right, is, as you say, he needs something to save him, but yours alone is just, it's never really going to be enough against this lineup of no Bounty Hunter, and you never really just want to go naked BKB, so he's got to get something before it, and this is the build-up he goes for.
Bottom, getting pressured. The surround is coming, though. Desire's got a good initiation.
Oh, hook shot off the mark. They get the lasso down, and they've got him. Low skill's gone. They'll be able to get Keptas as well. Crit comes in. They're able to stop the TP out from Vyacheslav. A strong hold around that tier 2, and they're not done yet. They're seeing if they can chase for more. Zactyl.
He's got another roll-up.
See if he's able to get the angle.
For the Silence.
Desire's in, and there it is. Silence to follow up. Zactyl. He's still out, but he's got a few stickies on him. Another roll in, blink, he's in. Zactyl blinking a couple of seconds, but it's not going to be up soon enough. The chase is there across the whole map, and that certainly is one thing that no Bounty Hunters lineup is very good at. You know, when it sort of gets to these situations where heroes are down and Meta4Pro are trying to run, these are pretty hard heroes to run away from.
Absolutely. I mean, Desire is... we're really seeing just the humongous difference.
I mean, 2-1 and 10, dude. Yeah.
Honestly. He's in Master Tier Earth Spirit. He's delivering in every front. He pretty much solo killed the Weaver down bottom on the initiation with some help. Very little help of the Batrider. He's killing it. He almost has the Vessel done too. And this is huge because now Wraith King, Reincarnate's going to be coming back up. He's hitting level 12. He's got Relic. They're getting some big timings. And Night Stalker, Blink's gone Midas. They're feeling good about the outlook.
All right. I mean, I think, yes, you say... If they're able to feel the game as it is, 17 minutes in, pretty even, you're getting the Radiance and the Midas on 2 of your cores, I think you're happy to scale in this sort of game. I mean, you look at Meta4Pro's heroes who sort of get scarier down the line. I mean, Weaver, is going to start hitting harder, but he's still going to be a Weaver, right? Against all the heroes that no Bounty Hunter have. They've got so many ways to deal with the Weaver. They don't really care about the Weaver in the later stages. As in the middle, they get the jump in onto Vyacheslav. Arena is down. Flash will lose his life for this. And no Bounty Hunter, they might look to continue to chase now that there's no threat of the Arena. Khan's got a DD. Was down to stop Blink from chasing, but the rest of the team are able to just walk around them. A big 1k crit comes crashing down from Khan. As he takes the kill, he's ready to keep going for more with this DD. He's, of course, got the Reincarnate to rely on. The lasso's down onto Zactyl. Zactyl with the blink up is away. There'll be a buyback from Keptas to try and help his team out. Hex out into the shackles. They've got the lockdown onto Khan. Can they kill him in time? He tries to turn. The Sonic Wave's there. They have the burst to take down the King.
Nice buyback from Keptus. I mean, this is the battle of the 4 positions I'm really seeing in this one, as we did see the last series how well he played. Great buyback, sets them up for 1 or 2 kills, and low skill going in further.
And they've got the silence. Low skill's in the middle of it all. He hasn't got time lapse for 30 seconds. He's got to run. The hook shot, Flash is able to hit this one. Straight in he goes. Desire with the follow-up roll takes him out. Keptus just accepting his fate there underneath the fire of the Firefly. As Meta4Pro, I mean, it looks solid there off the back of that buyback and the way that they got the big kill, they got Khan, but then they ended up continuing to move over onto No Bounty Hunters half of the map, and they lose a lot for it. Entity picks up a triple kill, and No Bounty Hunter, they kick them out as quickly as Meta4Pro moved over.
What a, massive overcommittal. They must have been feeling themselves after they got that kill on the Wraith King and got the cleanup for the Weaver, but just way over chasing into the enemy side of the map. And Obs and Sentries are down there. That's where Weaver suffers. Zip Zapper will almost die as well, too.
Zactal.
But yeah, a tough place for the Meta4Pro to look to chase. And Obs and like the Sentries placed down is really going to be such a problem for the Weaver before he gets BKB. And yeah, like you said, a little over chase.
And each time this happens, you know, even though Khan died, it doesn't really matter too much. He's straight back out on the map. He's going to get that Radiance in good timing. And yeah, with this Midas, there's every minute past, the speed that their farm's going to go up it's going to be very hard for Meta4Pro's heroes to match. They don't really have sort of these incredibly fast, you know, flash farming cores, or at least, you know, nobody with any sort of farming item. Their lineup is built to brawl.
Yeah. And we see, I mean, the lane position. I was worried about lane positioning a lot of time in this game. No Bounty Hunters have been doing a great job. I've been seeing like rockets on waves, just like the skeletons pushing out, and they're playing really good with this, just playing around each other. Blink now finished on Batrider, so easier ways to actually start the fight is, I mean, they've been having a pretty easy time starting them anyway. 19 to 18, mid tower secured. And Meta4Pro, they're trying to finish up these items. We see low skill has to go for BKB, and he's going for Lincoln's after to protect himself. So his damage, it's gonna slow down.
Yeah, and if his sort of physical right click isn't scaling up this game, I mean, whose is on their lineup, right? They're going to be, you know, pretty stuck with the burst that they have to offer. And if that sort of burst doesn't kill these big heroes, and let alone, you know, killing the Wraith King twice, the fights are only going to get harder and harder.
Yeah, definitely. It's getting pretty scary for them. And I think they're going to have to start maybe doing some like suicide split pushing too, to just pull people out, because they're getting surrounded too much by this good ganking lineup that No Bounty Hunter does have. They have to have better opportunities and split them up a little bit more to catch them off guard. Just need better information too. They can't get wards out right now. They're actually going to start Roche right now. They do have the nighttime available. They're going to pop it.
Look at this immediately. Desire, he rolls up to the high ground to check what's going on the back lines. Darina is down, but Zactal's jumped into this. Zactal's just dead. They lose the crop on the front lines for 45 seconds, and they get nothing during the arena. If they're not getting kills then in the fight, when are they? As now Meta4Pro, they've got to run Desire. Beautiful angle across the trees. He catches out Low Skill on retreat. Low Skill does have the BKB, will pop it, but he's having to use it to run. They've got a Dust to catch him after the BKB usage, so continuing to maintain vision. Time lapse back. He's still on the retreat, Low Skill. He should be able to get just far enough away to stop them from chasing. But immediate pressure there, and no hesitation really from No Bounty Hunter. As soon as Meta4Pro showed themselves, as soon as really that Hex came out, you know, Desire, he was just straight up to the high ground to get the information for his team to take a solid team fight.
Zactal's just getting destroyed this game. This Queen of Pain just can contribute nothing. That's why it's like, I mean, he has the Witch's Blade, but you said it feels bad for BKB, but with the bad game that he's had, he's contributing nothing in the fights. He just gets silenced and absolutely focused down and killed. And now they're starting to build these bigger items, like the Night Stalker's getting closer to his BKB too, and this is problematic. Desire has completely ripped this game apart with his Earth Spirit play.
No, yeah, I think the squad's going to be very happy that it was able to rejoin them here for game 2. As now,
see Blink?
Do lose the Night Stalker, and by the looks of it, Flash as well. So Meta4Pro able to pick up some kills after losing the initial Roche fight, and
I think I think Low Skill also realized I don't think he can go Linken's this game, even though it's a good Linken's game.
He's got to have more
I
punch.
think he's realizing, yeah, he needs more damage. He's literally all the damage right now for them. Until the Queen of Pain has BKB, he's gonna have to do like two heroes work pretty much. So.
Definite pressure though for Meta4Pro. It does, you know, it's very easy to sort of feel that this is just going to be another Wraith King game. You know, Khan just in great position. They've set him up. His timings are more than fine for this sort of game. This is definitely sort of going to be Meta4Pro up against some of the things that are just considered very strong this patch.
And they're going to be doing it into a triple BKB or quad BKB lineup that's really going to be kicking off pretty soon. Wraith King's got one queued up. Bat Rider has it finished. Earth Spirit's got one queued. Knights, they all have it pretty much getting ready to be built up for this game. As we said, you know, there is a commanding amount of team fight on this Dire, on this Meta4Pro lineup, but you just get those BKBs, you can just walk out of the Mars Arena, you can reset where the team fight is, or you can just get the initiations every time. So 5K gold lead. No Bounty are doing a great job.
Mine is truly a blessed bounty.
I'm ready to start. Pushing aggressively down mid. At least okay, Khan's just getting the skeletons out and sitting back, but under the cover at this night time, they could definitely look to go.
Blink has actually gone for a blink himself instead of going for the BKB first. So we've seen this a lot on these Night Stalkers. His positioning is massive. And I mean, I don't know how you play Shadow Shaman now until you have a BKB too. So I feel like this is going to be a big game of what we're looking for Magic community on both sides, because there's just so much invasive plays that can go on.
Just looking for some of these easier objectives that is still there on the map here for no bounty. And still a tier 1 to be taken down bottom.
This downtime is all good for them, though. You know, they've got the Midas,
yeah.
they've got the Radiance, they've got this very good scaling late game draft wall. I do feel like Meta4Pro, they don't want to be playing from behind. So all this downtime, it hurts them. It's just the Weaver really getting the biggest benefit of it, but I'm also at the same time, they don't mind either, because Zacto just needs BKB to be able to play Dota at this point.
How close is he? Oh, he's pretty much
very close.
Yeah.
They're taking his creeps, though. He pinged for the last 2 waves, and they took it from him.
No, he did. Oh, no, that's not a good sign. Well, he was pinging him, and they weren't leaving him for him.
Cap just took his small camp, too, when he was going for it.
Uh-oh. It's not a good sign.
He's 20 gold short of it now. Or actually, sorry, just finishes it up now. So they can look to fight now with that. And we are seeing Low Skill. He is going back for the Linken, so he did want one farming damage item before that. But as we said, it's such a good Linken's game, and it's really all about if he can dodge that control and silence for himself.
And then
slow down this.
I mean, what do you sort of expect after the Linken's? You know, you say he's got to do so much. What would be sort of the most efficient damage item for him to get this game?
Rapier? No, he probably needs something like a Daedalus / Rapier, but it's also he's playing versus Radiance, so it's like.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, how much is he missing? Yeah.
That'll be up to him, which he really feels will be the best there if he wants the MKB. He wants damage though, right? MKB, Daedalus, Rapier, I feel like are the best.
He's got to go. Yeah, it has to be one of those 3 items, surely. Unless he wants to sort of go the route of Skadi. I mean, would you be okay with that, or do you think that just wouldn't do enough? Like you've got BKB and Linken's. Do you really need to get another item that's sort of, you know, it's a bit of an all-rounder, right? Offers you a bit of offensive, a bit of defensive.
I'm honestly not too sure. It's really tough to decide really for the Weaver this game, as he's got a really uphill battle to climb versus this Wraith King.
Now see Khan as well. After his BKB, also going to look to queue up the Blink. I mean, and then you put Blink Wraith King, Blink Night Stalker, a Clock Hook shotting in, a Bat coming at you with a Blink, Desire rolling in. I mean, they've literally got 5 initiators. So many options to start the fights with on No Bounty Hunters lineup.
This honestly is like one of the. I think you're just going to see the fight turn up, and everybody is just going to get golden. Everyone's just going to BKB pop, because I think like literally every hero in the game has an argument to get one, except for like Clockwork. Like Shadow Shaman, Mars, I see them both. Yeah, they've got it queued up. Grimstroke will never get it. So the 5 positions, they've got no hope. But all other 8 heroes in the game have an excellent argument for BKB this time around.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Like, you don't see many games where there's 8 heroes with a BKB. You know, maybe sort of 6, but yeah, as you say, having 4 of each team with a BKB. Look at the jump in. Here's the commitment straight away. Blink's trying to look to push back the Shaman. Zacto, he just dies at the start of the fight again. He's out for 50. Didn't get the BKB off.
Blink, though.
And Flash, low skill. He gets a couple in return. I mean, it's a 2 for 2. Definitely not the worst trade that the Meta4Pro have found, but Desire's on the hunt. Silence onto low skill. He's got the time lapse out to the side. Trying to hold back Khan with the spear. But I mean, if Meta4Pro can sort of leave this like this is definitely not the worst situation for them. Khan stepping in aggressively. I mean, if they can kill Khan, this is going to be a brilliant defense for Meta4Pro. Desire rolling in, silence down onto both the Shaman and the Mars. Sets up for them to both fall as Khan comes back with that second life after the reincarnation.
Again, though, I mean, this one definitely on Exactl. He had, I feel like he had a solid, almost a full.
Can we get a replay?
Actually click his BKB.
Did he get instantly disabled or?
I mean, Batrider blinked in, walked up to him and lassoed. He has to just be able to click BKB before that happens. That really hurts them so much in the fight, just not having their mid, because he just didn't click it. He was really slow on it. Like, we're gonna see. Watch the way the bat blinks in. Like okay. It was the bat. He hesitated though. It's like a full second he had to click it. If he clicks BKB, it's very likely he doesn't die there. He doesn't eat the Earth Spirit damage, the silence, etc. And a lot of damage missing out from that mid solo or that mid player.
Yeah, they need the burst of the Sonic Wave. Yeah, there we go. We'll see it again. So the time he had a couple of seconds, I want to say.
Right, he had a long window, I felt.
I mean, because if you're the Quap in that situation, right, he knows that the bat's going to lasso him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're on the outside there and you know, like, you're going to get lassoed, but the rest of the follow-up besides hookshot, it's all magical.
Yes.
So you're going to be able to protect yourself. Unless Wraith King, like, crits you and then you get hookshotted and they somehow do, like, some perfect kind of thing. Even then, I don't feel like they'll be able to burst him.
I mean, either way, they're going to have to focus more on him to kill him through the lasso.
Exactly.
And you're sort of turning a bad situation into a pretty good situation, right? If the bat's ever lassoing someone that is BKB, that's a big plus for Meta4Pro in these fights.
Absolutely. Itaki, the spear is actually off the mark, and he's going to be just fine because of that. That would have been a very big pick-off. They could have gotten a lot of space on the map because of that. A couple little misplays coming in here.
And that's
They are claiming the high ground, though. Let's see what they can get. They're going to get a D ward as well.
Well, this is the thing, though, you know, when sort of these back and forth actions happen, you know, both teams making some mistakes, it's, you know, Meta4Pro, they need to be the ones getting much more out of this. Any sort of play that's just matched, as we say with this Midas and the Radiance, these scaling heroes, this lead is only going to get bigger and bigger for No Bounty Hunter.
They're actually looking for a Khan here. Desire is going to jump in with, he gets hexed.
Oh, it's pretty tanky though, but this time the Sonic Wave's out. Zactl's able to burst down through the Earth Spirit, take out Desire. Zip Zapper dying within his own arena though, but they've taken out 2 on the side of No Bounty Hunter. They're going to get more. As low skill finishes off another. Multiple buybacks coming out as they're trying to turn, but the shackle's there. Keptas gets the grab onto Entiki, sets up for a triple kill for low skill. Low skill, he might not be done yet. Does he want to go for more? They look to be respecting the buybacks from both Blink and Flash before trying to chase further.
Huge win. Huge win for Meta4Pro there. Great reset too, and he actually does queue up the Scotty, by the way, on low skill. So good suggestion. It actually is seeming like he's feeling like he can just tank up.
Yeah, it's safe, and of course, it's always going to be nice against these heroes like the Wraith King, right?
Yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense. And he's playing versus so many of these like BKB, so the slow through the BKB is going to be nice. Reduce some of that for sure. That'll be nice. Reduce some of that lifesteal too, I believe, too, from the Wraith King. But here we saw Desire. Rolls in, doesn't pop his BKB, gets fully controlled by the opposite 4 position. So again, I'm really seeing a lot of these 4 position battles of initiation kicking off. And as you said, Queen of Pain got a full spell kit unloaded that time.
That made all the difference. And Roshan is up. No Batrider for 30 seconds.
DD rune as well.
Only for a little bit, but I mean, that little bit definitely helping out. Roshan already down to pretty much half HP. Flash has the hook shot. They know that Flash knows that they're in there with their rocket flare that he started off with. So we'll see if they get anyone in position to block off that hook shot. Actually, they're just going to
pinging
start the
it
fight.
already.
Khan, he just goes straight in. Roll forward from Desire and making the move onto ZipZapper. ZipZapper's able to turn burst through Khan. There's the hook shot. Flash gets in onto Keptus on the back lines. Keptus trying to get his way out of this, and he'll be able to walk out as ZipZapper contains them with the Mars Arena. But indeed, the space is there for No Bounty Hunter to take down Roche, get themselves the Aegis. Now they'll push on. They've taken out 3 low skill. He's doing his best to escape. He's hiding inside the pit. Blink's trying to find him. He time-lapses over. The BKB's ended. The Shikuchi speed, he should be able to make his way out of here. Khan not quite able to get in range, but Desire, he is, comes in from the side, lands the stun. Desire sets it up. As that's low skill down and down for 90 seconds. As that purchase of the ultimate orb in towards his Skadi means that he is short of the buyback gold. And that's pretty big. The rest of his team has buybacks. He does not. For 80 seconds, he's out because of that orb purchase.
They can maybe threaten 2 sets here. It's a little bit risky, but what a jump from both Khan and Desire. These double BKB cores they kick off the fight, and it just caused absolute havoc for Meta4Pro.
Oh, and they're just cleaning through the buildings now, especially with the AC on its way over for Khan. It's going to help speed this up even further, and this is, again, just such a painful moment for low skill to just be, what, 100, 200 gold short of his buyback. As with that, they may have very well been able to put together a defense for at least one of these racks.
And they just had done an excellent job of slowing down that lead. Immediately kicks off into a huge fight for No Bounty Hunter.
Oh, Blink's just in. I mean, they know, they've realized by now that this low skill Weaver has no buyback. Low skill cannot get back into this. And with that jump, they take down one Khan. It's got the BKB ready for round 2. He's looking at going on to Keptus. He will go out with the BKB TP. They'll back off now, giving a bit of respect to the buyback from Vyacheslav. I mean, they're going to know that this game has just gone into an even more comfortable position for them. They do catch Desire on the way out. So getting something, but the rest of No Bounty Hunter away. Of course, damage has been done. 2 sets of racks taken, and that lead just continuing to grow. 16k lead now.
It was looking like they might make this potential comeback there too.
Yeah, see on the graph.
Last 2 fights, but yeah, that last one was real rough. Just they're committed in the pit and just I mean, couldn't ask for a better jump really from No Bounty Hunter. I mean, Desire has just been, this Earth Spirit has been absolutely controlling these fights.
Oh yeah,
like a monster.
I mean,
6-3-20, like, wow.
Yeah, I think we sort of saw after the first game how it's, very much, with these teams, you've got to identify sort of the players that have sort of these star heroes. And after game 1, Meta4Pro made a pretty good case of having Keeper of the Light always being banned out against them. And yeah, after this game too, I think if you are a team that's going to be running into No Bounty Hunter, you don't let Desire get the Earth Spirit.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's just always getting the right targets, and with BKB, it makes it a lot easier. We did see the one fight that they'd had go south. It was actually when he just got it. He didn't click the BKB, so yeah, they've just been having really good starts to the fights. They always get the jumps that they want. Meta4Pro, we're still seeing them being able to fight back here. They have a gem on Vyacheslav, so he's going to control at least a little bit of the map and make sure that low skill isn't under a sentry in the fights. Low skill.
Yeah, very close to having his full Skadi. I mean, we'll see if he does opt to spend up or if he is going to hold on to his buyback this time round. Got some nice items being found, so yeah.
I think Keptus also now, they're giving actually Keptus these creep waves for his BKB. The Shadow Shaman is about to have it done, and then he can actually just focus fire a target. Then, he's going to be able to get a full shackle onto any of these where they can focus fire. And looking at Entaki, Timeless Relic, Octarine, level 25 finished. So he's a pretty big beast right now on this Bat Rider. Firefly's going to be up almost every time, and Lasso's got a very low cooldown now. And yeah, low skill, committed to gold, so no buyback if he does get caught out, has to be very careful, and now he queues up the Rapier.
All right. I mean, he needs it.
Needs.
Especially, as we say, going for sort of the halfway house item with the Skadi. It's not really going to step up his damage output by nearly as much as something like a Daedalus or an MKB, but definitely the safer item across the board. But yeah, he's going to need that big one coming next. It's going to be a bit of a bit of time away. And still, of course, just 800 gold into it. But we'll see if Meta4Pro can continue to hold.
And no bounty hunter, they took a long time to actually get toward top. The Aegis is getting reclaimed right now. And I believe they did use the cheese as well in the last fight, so they don't have Aegis or cheese. Have to be a little bit careful of getting speared into the base or speared into a bad position.
Oh, looks like no bounty hunter ready to sort of put the feet on the brakes a little bit. I mean, again, I think, you know, they are still in the position where I don't know how badly they really need to force that third set of racks down. I mean, you know, they're sort of just owning the map. It's very unlikely the Meta4Pro's heroes are going to really catch up with that of no bounties right now if they play it safe.
Absolutely agreed. I think if they really wanted to play it super safe, you actually just play for that third Rosh and just keep forcing in the lanes, keep them on the back foot, and then you're going to get a free Aghanim Scepter or a free like refresher shard for your team. You'll be able to do so much, and they now have to go address the lanes constantly on Meta4Pro, and you have a Bat Rider, you have a Night Stalker, you have an Earth Spirit, you have the best heroes to punish those split pushers. So yeah, just, I mean, finish level 25 on Wraith King, get his Abyssal, take it easy. Just, I think you can just sit back and don't need to force anything here. The onus is on Meta4Pro. Blink, getting set up on top. Well, Minotaur Horn, so saves his BKB as well. And they get all the bounties.
I mean, if you're Meta4Pro, then what's the plan here for you? You're sort of just saying, well, we are going to play it, you know, it's just safe around this Weaver, wait until low skill has his Rapier. And they're going to smoke up and see what they can find, but I feel like they're really hoping to find a hero on their own. If they sort of walk into the full lineup, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I think right now this is a smoke to get some vision down, see and determine where the no bounty hunters have vision because you have a gem. And then if you see anybody split, right? If you see two people showing in two lanes like that, then you can make a move. But we see no bounty hunter is not making that mistake. They're all getting together toward top, and they're setting up for the push. Khan has hit 25. He has purchased his Abyssal, and he has a Penta Edge Sword.
Oh, and there's the jump. They get the lasso out. Dragon Zip Zapper straight away, and he's down. Buys back immediately. Keptas being gone upon by Flash. Flash has the cold control onto Keptas. He gets the wards down. Sonic Wave does push back the four of them. Will allow them to burst through Flash. Low skill. He's trying to focus down the squishier heroes on the backlines. He's looking towards Desire. He's going to be able to take it. As Khan has to BKB TP out. They lose 3. A good hold here from Meta4Pro. They get the combo out the arena into the 4-man wave with low skill, taking them down one by one.
Taki, will he get caught here? He will not. He'll actually be able to blink away. And yeah, Flash, it looked like a good initiation onto the Shadow Shaman, but the rest of his team going to back him up. They actually had to immediately reset away as soon as Mars buys back. Just too much of a pressure position. I think it was like a 3-man Ink Swell as well by low skill in the middle of everybody.
Let's have a look. I mean, this was a brilliant start, right, for no bounty. You're getting the Mars away. When do you sort of need to say we got to hold off? Is it they needed to respect this buyback from the Mars more?
Yeah, I think right when the buyback comes out, they should have already been kind of resetting. All right, Desire overcommitted a little. We see, 3-man Ink Swell connects, and then we see, like we were talking about also, everybody in the fight just goes golden. It's all these BKBs happen, so it's full panic to disengage. But yeah, because that Mars buyback and because Queen of Pain had a pretty much full duration BKB there, they have to step away. He's going to buy time for low skill to get that Rapier. He's very close to it.
Radiant are scanning.
He is. I mean, he's going to have to sell something anyway. I mean, you only got to imagine he's going to, of course, sell that Falcon Blade. And then, yeah, he's less than 1,000 away if you take that Falcon Blade sell into account. So
maybe he sells treads.
What, over the... Surely not. I mean, Falcon Blade's not that nice, is it?
Mana, I mean, it's decent mana regen and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure which one he sells.
I mean, maybe you're. I mean,
he'll replace both eventually.
People love Falcon Blade nowadays, yeah.
Well, he has the ninja gear, right? So that's why I figure he's going to sell the boots.
True, yeah, that's true.
Movement
that's
speed, and he's Shikuchiing anyway, but
I mean, either way, he's going to gear up to sort of get rid of both of them for sure. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe Falcon Blade is indeed the more value slot at this stage than the Shreds, yeah.
And now, I mean, Roche is up, but this is now in a position where no bounty hunter. They tried to force the issue top, and now Roche is up, and they can't actually just straight force this. But they're going to try, okay.
I mean, what's sort of your worry with them doing this? You feel that if Meta4Pro catch wind of this, they will bring them a pretty good fight around the pit?
They all have buyback, so I think I'm kind of okay with it.
Okay.
I actually thought that they were short on buyback or 1 or 2 heroes on no bounty hunter, but they all do have buy. So this is actually okay. They can commit this for free.
This is very nice. And as we saw, Desire, he's now got the shard on the Earth Spirit. And is it because, as an Earth Spirit player, when do you normally think about buying the shard in a game? Like, is this sort of the usual time, or could you maybe make arguments for other items that you'd want before you sort of invest that 1,400 gold on some extra stones?
Well, we'll see, because the fight's about to kick off.
We will. They're going to be able to get the lasso down onto Zactal. They'll burst him to begin things. Zactal, of course, buying back immediately. Low skill with the BKB, trying to focus down this Night Stalkers. The two of them are soul-bound together. They'll bring down a second as they focus through Vyacheslav, but both of them coming into the fight for a second time with the buyback. Low skill, keeping his distance. They've been able to stun Khan in position as Khan's down the once, but they've lost the Shaman. They'll lose the Mars. They're going to lose Zactal a second time as Flash comes in with a hook shot to control him for the BKB. Low skill's trying to do his best to just cut these creep waves. But as you can see on the map, no bounty hunter. They do have that top wave moving in, so they will still be able to set up to do the damage in the base. And there's no Queen of Pain or Mars buyback available now after the usages there in that last fight.
No one even picked up the refresher shard. It's actually still in the pit. They actually just completely forgot about it. But I mean, Queen of Pain again. Zactal got both of his deaths. He got 0 spells off. He got like 1 shadow strike off and just dies. Gets chain silence, chain locked down. Essentially, just the Weaver fighting for the most part alone inside of that one with the rapier. And he buys up a Crystallis now. He feels like he needs any extra damage and see what he can do.
Low skill against the world. He's got the back of his 2 supports. Well, he's not going to have Keptus. Keptus getting jumped on straight away by Entiki. And over to the side. Hook shot into the Abyssal. He's being locked down. Low skill. He's not going to be able to get a single move off. As GG is called. No bounty hunter will take this game too. Meta4Pro try to do their best to really give them a fight towards the end.